Angie has made it easier than ever to hire high-quality pros to get all your home service jobs done well. Just bring them your project online or with the Angie app, answer a few questions, and Angie will connect you with local pros who match your specific needs. Or book a service instantly at an upfront price. So join the millions of homeowners who use Angie to care for their homes and get your next home service job done well. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com. Angie has made it easier than ever to hire high-quality pros to get all your home service jobs done well. Just bring them your project online or with the Angie app, answer a few questions, and Angie will connect you with local pros who match your specific needs. Or book a service instantly at an upfront price. So join the millions of homeowners who use Angie to care for their homes and get your next home service job done well. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
Why would you rent a man a car who just told you I didn't pay my car note for 4 months? That's not a red flag for you, apparently.
This is the plaintiff, LaToya Lachelle Hubbard. She says she and the defendant used to date and eventually moved in with her. She ended up renting a car for him, and then a few weeks later she found out he was having a baby with another woman. He says he's sorry until he's blue in the face, keeps saying he's going to pay her the $890.72 he owes her, but the only thing he's paid her is lip service. This is the defendant, Jerome Anthony Mock. He says he and the plaintiff were going to take her son to Disney World. He paid the deposit, and once they broke up, he asked her for the money he had paid for the trip. That's when she got all sorts of mad at him. And it's the only reason she's come up with this bogus lawsuit. He thinks the judge will see it his way, and he'll walk out a winner today because he owes her nothing. He's accused of dissing an ex.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated and come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, LaToya Lachelle Hubbard, you are suing Jerome Anthony Mock. This is your former boyfriend?
Yes.
For $890.72 that you say he owes you for a rental car that you took out in your name. What happened?
Absolutely. Well, the defendant and I began dating in the beginning of April 2014. It was, to my understanding, when we started going out, that he was part owner in a landscaping business. So I had no reason to doubt what he was telling me because he was doing like 9 to 12-hour shifts every day with his company. However, I was also unaware that he wasn't paying his car note for his truck for the past 4 months. So when he left out of the door to leave for work one day, the truck was gone.
Did he say why he did not pay his car note for 4 months?
No, ma'am, he did not.
Did you ask him why did you not pay?
Yes, I did.
And what did he say?
He told me that he had got his apartment at that time had gotten broken into, and his money was wrapped up because one of the guys that was part owner with him went to jail and he couldn't touch his funds. That's what he told me.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you since learned that he's not part owner of anything?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
How did you learn that?
Because he's broke.
Okay. Well, maybe he's part owner of something that doesn't make money.
Right. I understand you.
Okay.
Okay. However, I agreed to get him a rental car when
Why would you do that?
Because he was unsuccessful in, leasing or owning a vehicle from a car lot.
And why do you suppose that is?
His credit was jacked up. I
right.
went with him.
So why would you do that? Why would you rent a man a car who just told you I didn't pay my car note for 4 months? That's not a red flag for you, apparently. Well, that's not like a big symbol that it's a problem.
Right. Okay, well, I was naive, I admit that, and I did not see that red flag. So, however, in the kindness of my heart, I went to the rental car company.
No, the stupidity of your brain, not the kindness of your heart.
Okay.
Okay? It's the stupidity of your brain. I'm sick and tired of hearing women, because it's almost always women, talk about how big their heart is. It is not that your heart is too big, it's that your brain is too small.
Okay.
That's the reason why this happens. You put yourself right in the center of his finances. It's not because you have a big heart. It's not. All right, now go on. It's because you liked him and you wanted to keep him. So go ahead.
Okay.
So what happens?
All right. So A couple weeks went by, and the rental company car.
Well, tell me about how did you guys do the rental car?
Well, I went into the rental car company. However, I had my driver's license, but it was his card.
But you were pretending like you were going to be driving it.
No, he was on there too as a.
So you were both as drivers.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So, but it was his card. So
his debit card.
Yes, ma'am. So they swiped it. The first, I guess it was like $250 came off. Everything was fine. I went to work. He drove off and went to work.
How long was he going to be renting a car?
For a month. So the rental car company calls me 2 weeks later saying that they wanted to take another payment off of the card because he wanted to try to keep it longer. But they told me that there was no more funds on the card. I then contacted the defendant and he told me.
Were you dating?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, at the time.
I then contacted the defendant and he told me that, okay, the money should be in there Friday. So call him back and let them know it'll be there Friday. And I did that. So she actually extended it an extra week. However, when they called a week and a half later, it said, okay, there's still no money in this account.
Still or again?
Still.
Okay.
So I told the defendant, it's time to take the car back or you need to pay it. He was like, I'm going to take care of it. I promise I'm going to take care of it. I'm just going through something.
Is he living at your house during this time?
Technically, yes.
Because he's there every day?
His stuff was there. He pretty much moved in.
Okay.
Little by little.
You see that he brings the car back every single day.
Yes, ma'am.
So you know he hasn't taken care of it.
Exactly. However, no, the financial part. And that's where our argument started to come in because he wasn't doing what he said he was going to do. So long story short, they came and repoed the rental car. Yes, it was funny at the time. He was making jokes like, oh, they repoed my truck 4 months later. Now they repoed the rental car. And I'm like, okay.
I don't find that funny. I wouldn't find it funny.
I do apologize, but it was.
No, I don't think it's funny.
So why are you leaving her with an $890 rental car bill?
Okay, my version of the story, everything that she said was correct as far as me living with her, the money, the debit card. The debit card was hers. I actually gave her the cash to put on her debit card. So everything in this rental car was in her name. The insurance, I wasn't on it.
Why were you giving her the cash to put it on?
Because she was getting a rental for me.
For you?
Yes, ma'am. I couldn't get the rental because I didn't have it.
Then let's go back to my original question. Why did you leave her with an $890 bill if the rental car was for you?
Because she ended up using it, Your Honor.
Why did you two break up?
Because she knew I had a separate situation. I had a girl pregnant, and she knew this. She knew this from the beginning.
You're living with her, and you not only cheated on her, but you got another girl pregnant?
I didn't cheat on her, ma'am.
Immaculate conception?
Ma'am, the baby was conceived before I got with her, and she knew this. Yes, ma'am. She came into the situation knowing this.
Knowing this.
Is
that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So
and that's why I left her, because the mother of my child needed me. So I had to be there.
Needed you to what?
Be there financially for her and my child.
But being there financially doesn't require you to leave her. Did you get together with her, with the mother of your child?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, that's kind of different. That's totally different.
So what I was trying to explain was...
Try to explain why you left her with an $890 bill.
I didn't leave her with this bill, man. We had to rent a car for 2 months. I drove it for the first month, and then I purchased a Ford Expedition. This is not the car that got repoed. This is a whole separate vehicle.
A third car. Oh,
yes, ma'am.
okay.
This is a third car. I purchased this cash, so this is my vehicle now.
Wait, so if you had that money, why didn't you just pay off the rental bill?
Because I needed some stable transportation. Plus, at the time,
I understand perfectly.
I bought the car. I bought the truck, and we still had the rental for a month.
Why would you have the rental for a month if you don't need it?
Is what I'm trying to explain.
Did you have another car?
Yes, Your Honor. I have a vehicle.
So how many cars does a person need?
Her car was down, Your Honor.
Can you prove that?
Can I prove that her car? I don't have no documents today.
Was there? Today would be the day. Was your car down? The other car?
No, Your Honor.
Are you hearing this?
I'm trying not to.
None so blind as she who will not see. So your answer to me is, let me see the date of your purchase of your Ford Expedition, because if that's in fact a month before the rental was repossessed, there's some truth to what you're saying.
I didn't bring my proof of purchase or nothing.
No. Why not? Because there's only two reasons not to. One, because you're a complete slackjaw, or two, because it's not true what you're saying. So I don't know which of those two to pick. But if the whole issue here is she used the car that other month, Judge, because I already had a car, which is what you have just said to me. Judge, I already bought another Expedition. So I wasn't using it. She was using it. She's responsible. I am willing to listen to that because that sounds very reasonable. All you have to do is prove what you just said. And you have it within your power to do that because it's your purchase paperwork. Why wouldn't you bring that in here if it'll prove what you just said?
The day just crept up on me too fast, man.
Did you ever give her any money towards this car?
Absolutely. The money to get the rental car off the lot, man, that was all my cash.
How much was that?
Roughly like 600 and some change, because you can only put, I think, like $550 on a green dot vanilla card. So I gave her like $600, man.
All right, and then you say that it was on his debit card?
Yes, Your Honor. Through his job, he had like a pay card. But I just wanted to say that if he, hypothetically speaking, let's just say what he is saying is true, which is not. If he only had it for that month, that's all this bill is for. That month he had the vehicle.
Oh, let me see.
Okay. And I also have text messages printed out, me saying, when are you going to pay the $890.72 that you owe? He said Friday.
Oh,
and
Friday? Not, I don't know it. You drove it. It's your car.
Ma'am.
You had it for a month.
There you
Not
go.
that?
No, ma'am.
Oh, come on.
Not at all. There's emails, text messages, pictures, you name it.
The balance you owe is $890.72. And here he goes. Okay, I've been waiting for you to call me. Not, he just goes around paying what he's supposed to pay. He's been waiting for you to call him. I got into an accident and broke my phone. What is this, like every few weeks you're sending him a copy of the enterprise bill?
Absolutely, so you don't forget.
But we was living together, so she didn't have to do that.
821?
He was with his child's mother.
By 821, he was
Yes,
with his
ma'am.
child's mother.
He left in July after he lied and said he was going to an out-of-town work job.
I left in October on my birthday.
Where are you in terms of the enterprise bill, she asks, and your answer is Friday. It hurts me that you've been harassing me or bashing me. Okay, where's she bashing you?
Just to different people outside of that.
Did you pay her Friday?
Ma'am, I did not pay her Friday.
Okay, so you got the cash. See, do you pick up what's going down here?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, he's got the cash because he took the cash and he bought himself a truck. He just doesn't want to spend it on you.
Your Honor, he didn't buy the truck. Daddy Mock gave it to him.
His father?
Yes.
Okay. Where's he spending his money?
On Jordans and trying to keep up with the new trend or whatnot.
Social media.
And I have pictures of that too, Your Honor.
Of what?
Him flexing on Instagram.
That's a photo. First off,
you know what? Why don't you stop talking and just pay the lady?
Shoot.
Seriously, why don't you just stop talking and pay the lady? Because on the one hand, I hate these cases because seriously, on the one hand, I just want to get off this bench and smack you around.
I know.
Okay? Because I have daughters. I mean, how do you have so little self-respect that you would allow somebody who there is nothing but red and white because he's cute, you think he's cute, you want to keep him around? Seriously, you can't do better than this? You can do better than this.
And
you
I
can.
have.
Have a little more respect for yourself than to turn around and lay out your good name for a guy who doesn't care what happens to your good name because he doesn't care what happens to his good name. Okay? He doesn't care. It's not that he doesn't have $890. It's that you're yesterday's news, baby. He's on to the next woman.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Can you win somebody over, somebody you're interested in romantically, by buying them stuff?
Absolutely not.
Why do you say?
Because it's all about the depth of the person, Material things are material, that can come and go, but if they don't have anything real to offer you, that's not a relationship.
But can you literally buy somebody's love?
No, I don't think so. Not genuine love, no. Not long term, no.
So the person that you give something to, they're not going to like you more because you give it?
No, well, they're going to appreciate what you give them, but they're not going to like you. There's a difference between you and what you give them. They want what you give them more than they want you.
Well put. Well put. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
He does not care, which is why you do not put out money for a boyfriend ever. I was going to say unless, but there's no unless. There's
Right.
ever. Well, unless it's a gift.
Right.
Unless you don't expect to see it back. But certainly not a man like him who thinks about himself.
Mm-hmm.
$890.72.
Thank you.
Verdict for the plaintiff.
All right, defendant leaves the courtroom here and comes down into the hallway. You didn't have any documentation or anything, so how did that go?
I mean, it went rough, but, that's just go to show like a girlfriend scoring like they'd do anything just to be relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a good guy, and I did right by her and her son for a long time and didn't ask for repayment on nothing. So, she can repay me for the times I picked up her son from daycare, the times I helped with the rent over there, the times I helped get the car fixed. I didn't ask for repayment of that because that's just what I was supposed to do.
Okay.
All right, next question.
All right, step on out here. All right, you win your case. The judge didn't want to reach out and slap him around. She wanted to reach out and slap you around.
I understand.
Why?
Because I was naive, and I was. And, you know, it had nothing to do with the baby incident because I made him go over there to check on that. But in the end, I got bit behind it. It was more so him going to clubs I don't approve of. And
What did this fly guy have that you found so irresistible that you were totally blind?
You know what? I don't know. But,
Harvey?
Okay, my 2 cents, not only can you not buy somebody's love, it never works out in the long run. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Angie has made it easier than ever to hire high-quality pros to get all your home service jobs done well. Whether it's routine maintenance, an emergency repair, or a dream project, Angie lets you compare quotes from multiple local pros, browse homeowner reviews, and even book a service instantly. Angie's been connecting people with skilled pros for nearly 30 years. So the next time you have a home project, bring it to Angie to get your job done well. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com. Angie has made it easier than ever to hire high-quality pros to get all your home service jobs done well. Just bring them your project online or with the Angie app, answer a few questions, and Angie will connect you with local pros who match your specific needs. Or book a service instantly at an upfront price. So join the millions of homeowners who use Angie to care for their homes and get your next home service job done well. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
This is the plaintiff, Joseph Santiago. He says the defendant, his younger brother, called him from jail one day crying because he got arrested. The other defendant, his brother's girlfriend, came looking for bail money, and he stepped up and loaned it to them. He has yet to be paid back for the bail money and an engagement ring he sold to him so they could get married. And brother or no brother, he wants the $4,894 he's owed for the past 2 years. These are the defendants, Michael Santiago and Gina Cavello. Michael says he has paid off half the loan already and is shocked the plaintiff is suing him for the whole thing here today. He and his brother now have a rocky relationship. They said some things to one another they shouldn't have, and he's anxious for the judge to sort things out, so maybe one day they can get back to being cordial to one another. They're accused of bailing on a brother.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says his younger brother and his girlfriend called him from jail, said they needed bail money. The plaintiff fronted it and got stiffed. But the defendant says he paid half and can't believe he's being sued. It's the case of a loan again.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome in.
Okay, Joseph Santiago. You are suing your brother, Michael Santiago, and his girlfriend, Gina Cavello, for $4,894 that you say they owe you and refuse to pay. What is it that happened here?
On September 11th, Your Honor, of 2013, Gina had paid a visit to our house saying that Michael was in trouble, that he got locked up, and he needed help.
What did he get locked up for?
It was a business in Connecticut. I had improper license and didn't file for the right permits.
When did they start arresting for that?
Yeah.
What was the charge that you were arrested for, the criminal charge you were arrested for?
It was conspiracy.
To do what?
Larceny.
Oh, now we're talking.
Right.
People get arrested for larceny. All right. So he gets arrested. She comes over and says to you, "We need your help." What help did they need?
They needed money to get him out, to give the bail bondsman.
And how much money?
So they had some money towards it. I think they were going to try and get Gina's father to give them some money to raise up the money for the bail bondsman.
Okay. And so how much money did she ask you for?
$3,750.
Okay. And
$3,750.
And did you have that, and did you give it to her?
I gave that to her, but something told me this wasn't a good thing to do. I had lent Michael money before in the past, and it took him a long time. I had to track him down, keep trying to track him down to get my money, years. So, but he is my brother. I love him to death. I'll always love him no matter what. He makes bad decisions, but Maybe he'll learn from that. So I gave her the money. She signed a promissory note saying
you have
they were
that?
gonna, yes.
What ended up happening with the case?
It ended up,
You had to pay the people back their money.
yeah, I got some time.
How much money was it?
$8,000 per each jurisdiction was what I had to pay for the bond. Times 3 was $24,000 plus the $5,000 for my lawyer. That cost me $29,000.
Okay. Did he pay back any of this?
He paid me for, originally the money he had given me was supposed to be for the loan, but then he got the engagement ring that he said he was going to put the money towards that instead.
Okay, what are you talking about?
He, I guess, was going through something with Gina at the time, and he wanted to give her an engagement ring to try and, I guess, patch things up or whatever he's going to do. So we gave him the engagement ring for
Who's we?
$1,500, me and my wife.
Whose engagement ring did you give him?
It was my wife's, it was passed down to her from, I guess, her mother or her aunt or something like that. So the engagement ring was supposed to go to him for $1,500. So that's where originally the difference, the money he
I
had
don't
given
understand.
me.
What did he pay you for? You need to come down. Did he pay you money, which was supposed to be to bring down the debt, and then later there was a deal with the engagement ring?
No, he didn't pay me
That's
the
what
money.
you just said. That he paid you something, but then later we decided that would be for the engagement ring.
He originally had said it was going to be towards the debt that he owed, but then I had given him the ring, so he changed it and said it was going to be for the ring.
Okay, and then after that he gave you the money?
Yes.
Okay. So according to you, you gave him a ring, he gave you $1,500, that was for the ring, and he still hasn't paid anything on the bond.
Right.
And all this happened when? When was this bond? The loan. The loan was in 2013?
September 11th of 2013.
Right, so it's been a couple of years. And
Right.
have you two seen each other in the last few years?
We have. We actually were pretty cordial. As a matter of fact, we hadn't talked for a while because of this. And I guess he just kept avoiding me or something. So we did get back together and started talking not too long ago. We met at Red Lobster. I was on my way back from Montauk with my wife. And he had told me that he's getting his settlement from the car accident that he was in, and he was going to give me the money that he owes me from the settlement.
Okay.
Never did.
Okay.
He sold his mobile home. He was going to pay me. He never made an attempt to pay me.
Mr. Santiago, let me hear from you.
Okay. To start, the engagement ring was given by his wife as a gift for me because I told her that I was thinking about asking Gina to marry me. It was given as a gift for me. She wanted to hand it down, Joby and my older brother, get married to ask Gina.
Do you have children?
Yes.
With her?
Yes.
Do you have a daughter?
Yes.
A son? What do you have?
A daughter and a son.
Go ahead.
Okay. So that was never.
Because they got somebody to hand it down to.
Yeah, but the daughter's a lesbian.
So?
She's not getting married to...
Well, says who?
Gina.
Why can't the lesbian get married and have an
Well, she
engagement
can.
ring?
That was wrong,
That's
but
right.
I don't think she's going to
Okay.
get married.
All right, everybody settle down.
Okay, so suppose that you have a brother and the brother stiffs you. Just the brother won't pay back and disrespects you. Would you ever sue your brother?
Absolutely not. I don't have a brother. I have a sister, and we're very, very close. She would never stiff me.
But if she did?
I would not sue her. Absolutely not. I love her to death. No.
Okay, what about you?
Probably not. Depending on how much money, maybe.
$1,000?
No, $1,000, no.
$5,000?
No.
$10,000?
No.
$100,000?
Maybe not.
You want me to go to $250,000?
No, it'd have to be over $1 million, maybe.
Really? Well, that's good to know what your sibling can take you for. Okay, what do you say? Would you ever sue your sibling?
I wouldn't sue my sibling. That would just make Christmas really awkward.
Yeah, but you could buy a lot of gifts if you got the money.
True, this is true.
Going inside the courtroom.
I went to get the engagement ring cleaned, and they told me that they don't clean it because it's cubic zirconia, and it was
do you have
like
the
a
engagement
25.
ring? Do you have the engagement ring?
At the house, yes.
Why do you have it at the house? You know that there's a subject, that's a subject of what we're talking about here.
I had no idea. This is the first time I'm hearing about any expense to cost for that engagement ring at all. This is the very first time.
Okay, you have any proof that that was a cubic zirconium?
No.
And this is your engagement ring?
It's supposed to be.
Okay, why isn't it on your finger today?
Because we're not engaged yet.
Okay. All right, so go on.
We had, like Joe said, he had lent Gina the money to get me out of jail. That was in September. I was in a car accident in June beforehand, so I was kind of a little banged up, a pretty bad car accident, and I was out of work for a while. I couldn't really move much at all, so it was very hard for me to get back into work, and I had some time off.
So then there was a settlement that you got from that lawsuit, from that car accident that you just described?
Yes.
Okay, well, by your estimation, it sounds like you're saying, I paid $1,500 down of that loan, Judge, so I only owe him $2,000 something. How much of that $2,000 something did you pay him?
I never paid $1,500. I gave Joe $750. Like a couple of weeks after I got out of jail, I gave Joe $750 to bring it from $3,750 to $3,000. I met up with Jeannie, his wife, on Deer Park Avenue to give her $500 one time. I have the date, August 22nd. Then on September 10th of 2014, another $500 to bring it down to $2,000. I have text messages from Joe that states, "Do you have the $2,000 that you owe me?"
Oh, hand it over. Dated when?
Dated April 1st. There's actually a couple of pictures. If you slide it over to the left, you'll see a couple of them.
My brother, hope you're having fun. I can really use the $2,000 that you owe me. I hate to have to ask you, but we really need it. I thought you would have given it to me before you left. I was sure of it when Jeannie asked me.
Yeah, because I had already told, at this point, I was going to take anything I can get off him, because it's been years, he hasn't given me anything.
No. My brother, hope you're having fun. I can really use the $2,000 that you owe me. No one just picks an arbitrary lower number instead of what the person actually owes you. That doesn't make any sense. Hey, Brother Mike, can you send me the $2,000 Western Union? I can get it tonight. And he answers, I send you $1,000 now and $1,000 when I get back? No, I need you to send me the $2,000. So how much did you get in the settlement?
I got like close to $8,000.
And about $8,000. Why didn't you just use some of that to pay the $2,000 you owe your brother?
It was my brother. It was my other brother. It was Gina's father. It was a lot of people that helped me get out of jail.
Right. George, can I say something?
If I could still say, I'm still out of work, and Gina's not working. She only worked 2 days, so we're trying to
Were you too close growing up?
Yeah, it's a real shame because I love my brother, and this whole situation has gotten in the middle of me spending time with him and his wife and their kids, which are my niece and my nephew.
I got to tell you something, though. When you said I can pay you $1,000 now and $1,000 when I get back, and he gets angry, you should have sent $1,000.
I really. After the things that he was saying to me.
What was he saying to you? I'm reading them. They're not that bad. Now, I am concerned about a man who sends texts that say, I need my $2,000, standing in front of me and saying he's owed $3,700. I am, because no one who's owed $3,750 sends a text that says, hey, I could really use the $2,000 you owe me. When you send a text that says, you owe me $2,000, and that is after the ring, after any money switch hands, after all that stuff, well, then that's what is owed at that time. If it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. Because nobody who's owed $3,750 turns around and puts in a text, you really should pay me the $2,000 you owe me. You're just angry, and you're no angel either, because you two have to be related. That's the only way this could end up this way. $2,000 verdict for the plaintiff.
What about the ring?
That's what it should have been.
And you get to keep the diamond ring, I guess, huh?
The fake diamond ring that you gave us?
You're so full of it.
All right, the first of the brothers out into the hallway here. This matter is resolved. Are you satisfied how it was?
Not really, man. I don't like when people lie. He put his hand on, and sworn on the Bible, and then he goes and he lies that, that I owe him this money that I already paid him. So I feel like it was, I feel like you got a little bit of a raw deal, but, it is what it is.
Okay. The important thing is your ability to maybe put this all behind you, let it go, and move on as brothers. I heard you say you love your brother. I heard him say he loves his brother.
I do love him. Right now, I don't really like him. I don't like the things that he said or some of the stuff that he's done, and we see differently in certain areas. So,
you willing to fight for the relationship?
I think time heals all wounds. Right now, we're pretty battered up, so we're going to take a little time.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, step on out here. Judge wasn't too happy with the way you tried to over-collect.
I guess. Originally the money that he had given me The $1,500 was going to go towards the loan, and then he said he wanted to put it towards the ring. He's my brother. I love him. He just has a bad habit. He doesn't pay people back when he borrows money.
You guys are still having words even after the decision there.
Yeah, he should have given me the ring back if he wasn't going to give it to his girlfriend.
Okay, can you put it all? It's resolved.
If I get the ring back, yes. If I don't get the ring back, no. He's saying it's Cuba Zirconia, but where is the ring? As far as I know, he pawned it. It's definitely not on her finger.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, even with relatives, and actually I want to say, especially with relatives, it's important to get these loans in writing, because if it creates bad blood, it's going to ruin a relationship that you may value. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hear that? Believe it or not, summer is just around the corner. Luckily, Armor All, America's most trusted auto appearance brand, has what your car needs to get that perfect summer shine. Plus, now through May 31st, we'll give you $5 for every $20 you spend on Armor All products. That means car wash pods, protectant, tire shine, you name it. Find out how to get your $5 rebate at armorall.com. Armor All, less work, more clean. Terms apply.
This is the plaintiff, Jadania Bishop. She says she pawned a gold emerald ring with diamonds and a gold chain at the defendant's pawn shop. And when she went back to retrieve them, he told her they were missing. The defendant asked her to give him 2 days to find her valuable items. And when she went back to the store, it was closed down for good. This whole thing's been a nightmare, and she needs to be compensated to the tune of $2,000 for her missing items. This is the defendant, Mohammed Butt. He says he had an issue with a leak in the store and had to move locations. He called every one of their customers to let them know to pick up their belongings, but she didn't have the money to pay off the pawn. She said it wasn't her fault he was moving locations and demanded her stuff. Well, he refused because that's not how things work in the pawn world. And here they are. He's accused of pulling a disappearing act.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff pawned her gold ruby ring with diamonds at the defendant's pawn shop, and when she came to retrieve it, the guy said it was missing, but the defendant says she didn't have the dough to get them back. It's the case of goodbye, Ruby Tuesday.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay. Jadonia?
Yes.
Jadonia Bishop, you are suing 24/7 Pawnbrokers Incorporated, represented here by Mohammed Butt. You are the manager?
Yes.
You have power of attorney for the owner?
Yes.
Okay. You are suing them for $2,000, the estimated value of jewelry that you say they're refusing to return, plus the inconvenience for you having to come to court and sue for it. What is going on?
I went to the store where I took 2 pieces of jewelry on 2 separate occasions. And I went back like a couple of days later. I got $150 for them. I pawned them.
May I see the receipts?
Yes.
So you go to 24/7 Pawn Shop and you pawn an emerald and diamond ring for $50 and a chain?
Yes, a gold chain.
For $100.
Yes.
All right. So you received $150. The one item was the chain was on May 4th and the ring was on May 8th. All right. So the expiration of the pawn was going to be the following September 4th of 2014, 4 months later.
Yes.
What happens?
I went back to the store about maybe 3 or 4 days, possibly a week at the most. And I
with
saw
the money to pay?
Young man, with the money to pay.
Okay.
I've been there before, and I'd always come back.
How much would you have had to pay? What were you paying that day if everything had worked the way it was supposed to?
$161, something like that.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And so I don't know who this man is here, but there was always one particular guy every time I went there. And he's told me that the items weren't in the store, that they would be back at that location and give him 2 business days. And so he said,
So you come back in 2 days and what happened?
The store's closed.
What, meaning what?
The gates are down, store's closed.
Closed for business?
Closed.
So what'd you do?
So I went back home, and then I went back. But what I did on that pawn ticket, there's a phone number. And so, because I had no way of
called the
contacting
number,
them.
and what happened?
It's not their number. It was just, it said something like, if you're interested, there are more businesses in the area kind of thing. It was like a promotional kind of, but it was not a number associated with a business.
All right, so what's the next step you do to try to get your jewelry back?
The next step I did, I started making inquiries about who do I go to, how do I get this resolved? And so I went to the state, to Department of State.
There you go. All right. So you talked to them, they're in charge of corporations, and what did they tell you?
In March, that was when I was, the mediator was actually assigned, so I had someone I could actually speak and resolve this thing.
Right.
They notified them, and I guess that week, because on a Sunday I got a call from an unknown number, but it was a lady, and she said, I have your jewelry for you. And so I'm like, okay.
Great.
Exactly.
So what happened?
So I said, well, where do I have to come to? And so she said to come to some place, a Metropolitan Mall, Metro Mall. It's in Queens.
Okay, so you went?
I went there. Then she came up to me and she says, she calls my name and she asked me to repeat my name. And she has this phone like she's videoing or whatever. But she comes at me like I did something wrong, like I'm a defendant. And then, but she says, well, I need you to sign this or whatever. And I said, well, I have all my documents, She says, well, I know. She wanted
I'm sorry, did she tell you she had your jewelry?
She told me she had my jewelry.
On her person, she has her jewelry.
She had my jewelry.
So did she give you your jewelry? Wait a minute, she's asking you to sign something, and if you signed it, could you have gotten your jewelry?
I don't know.
Wasn't that what she said?
That's what she said.
Because that was the point of meeting you. So what happened?
Exactly.
You didn't want to sign anything?
No, I did. She wanted me to give her these papers. It just it just didn't sound.
Right. But if she gives you your jewelry, your business is concluded.
Exactly.
So what? I know. Why wouldn't you just let her?
She never showed me anything.
I know, but she doesn't show. But you don't say, "Well, let me see the jewelry, then I'll sign the release." Like like you're standing there and it's about to happen, and then you say, "You know what? I don't know you. This is making me uncomfortable. I'm out of here." So it was kind of your choice to walk out of there.
Yeah, which is what I did.
What the heck is going on?
We had issues in the store.
Like, I can tell.
Yes.
Like what? What were your issues?
Okay, with the landlord, there was a flood in the store, and the water was leaking from the upper side of the building, and it was leaking on top of the electrical things. It was too risky to work in the place, and we had to shut down. And
why didn't you leave a sign on the door that said, it's too risky to work here, it's condemned, here's the number you call to get your jewelry?
We did put the signs on.
Do you have a picture of the signs?
No, I do not have it.
All right, so she says that she had no idea what was going on.
We notified all the consumers, and the people, they came and they picked up their pawns.
But how could they pick up your pawns if you're not open because it's too dangerous to be there?
We were there till the end of the November. This is the most thing
so here you have her number. So really, she doesn't need to hire a private investigator to find out where you guys went. No. Because you have her number. Why doesn't somebody call her and tell her, ma'am, we have your stuff, come and give us your receipts and we'll give you your jewelry?
If you kindly give me the opportunity, then I will explain. Yes, we did call her, and she came to the store, and she says, since you are closing, I'm not paying you the money. This is not the issue, what she is explaining.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
So,
how do you know that?
Okay, because we called and she came to the store.
No, how do you know that? Did she say it to you?
No, there was another employee who was handling
Well, then I can't cross-examine you. If somebody else says she says that, that's hearsay. I need to be able to speak to that person.
Because we had her jewelry till today, and I have the jewelry right now with me.
Oh, awesome. But now I need the person, I'd like to speak to the person who says that she said, I'm going to make a bonanza out of the fact that you're closing. So I really would like to hear somebody tell me that she said, you're closing, I'm not paying you the money. Did you ever say that to them?
Never. This is what she
Because she
said
goes to the mall to get her jewelry. Mm-hmm. She went to the mall to get her jewelry. She files a complaint with Consumer Affairs. She sounds like somebody who's frustrated with you. Mm-hmm. So who is the employee who was meeting in the parking lot?
She was the owner of the store.
All right, now you have a video that you want me to see. This is a video of the meeting that took place in the mall.
Yes.
Okay, let me see that. You have the jewelry with you now, you said?
Yes,
and that's in my bailiff too. Let me. Is this an iPhone? Am I going to know how to use it? Right. Okay.
I was there till November, and my cell number is there on the door. No, it wasn't there. Anytime you go check. This is the number. Ticket numbers I say. I need the ticket. This is not the ticket. And
when did you become the manager?
Speaking
It was
I need the
the
copy of your
month of
ID.
March,
Well, you can't make a copy of my ID.
Of what year?
2014.
I have the copy of your
When did you reopen? Or you never did?
We never.
So why is the owner of the place saying, we were there till November?
She was there till November, returning the pawns to the people. She had to. She had
But the store wasn't open.
No, but
This is what she's saying. I mean, stop talking. Hold on one second.
My stuff has been there, and you never came. Everybody.
She's very rude. For someone who knows that she's only there when she needs to be there and that the store's not open and she's yelling at her.
Are pawn shops generally on the up and up?
I think they're on the up and up, but it depends very much on the operator, the person who run the shops.
It does, but if you had to guess, are pawn shops generally on the up and up?
No.
Why do you say?
They're crooked.
Okay, that's a strong view going inside the courtroom.
Let me see the jewelry.
Is that really my jewelry?
Take a look.
Yes?
If it's... They're legit.
Yep. That's them?
That's all I wanted.
All right. Well, this was fun. I'm not going to make her pay you guys because I think that that is adequate compensation for everything she had to go through to get it back all this time later. I also don't really appreciate the way that you're the owner. You're a lovely man, but you have nothing to do with the case, really. And I don't appreciate the way that owner was talking to her and like with a video camera in her face and demanding all this stuff when saying she was open till November when she wasn't. And I just think it's wrong. So there's your jewelry. I'm going to make them pay you your filing fee, right? And you got a great story to tell. Yay!
Thank you.
Verdict for the plaintiff. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so this is the defendant out here representing the jewelry store. You were here they just hung you out to dry. You know what I mean? You had no help, no witnesses, no statements, no nothing.
we do have everything,
Oh, you do?
I think, I had not been given enough opportunity to explain myself, plus the honorable judge did not notice the evidence we had provided. It is not fair.
Don't you think the owner was a little bit rude to the customer?
She has a high-pitched volume, she is not. That's what it is.
That's not rude.
That's not rude because that's how she expressed herself.
Okay, around the corner. Documents are waiting for you there. Okay. All right, sir. So you got, so you have your jewelry.
Yes, finally.
Mm-hmm.
Finally. That's all I wanted from the beginning was to get my jewelry back and to know that this is my jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. It's the first thing I got after the hurricane, so
Right.
it's important.
So the owner just has a high-pitched voice, that's all.
That was more than a high-pitched voice. She was like treating me like I was a criminal, like I'd done something, and I'd never seen her before in my life, so I didn't know who she was, and the more she talked, the more I...
All right, well, all's well. That ends well here.
Thank you
You're
very
satisfied.
much.
Another satisfied customer, right?
Thank you very much.
Harvey.
You can always go to court, Kurt, if you have a beef with a pawn shop, but a lot of them are licensed in many cities. You should call the licensing agency. They can sometimes put pressure on for them to do the right thing.
Angie has made it easier than ever to hire high-quality pros to get all your home service jobs done well. Just bring them your project online or with the Angie app, answer a few questions, and Angie will connect you with local pros who match your specific needs. Or book a service instantly at an upfront price. So join the millions of homeowners who use Angie to care for their homes and get your next home service job done well. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.